How did the Cold War shape global alliances? Introduction to the Cold War era. The Cold War, spanning from the end of World War II in 1945 to the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, was a period marked by ideological, political, and military rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. This ideological struggle influenced global alliances, shaping international relations and geopolitical landscapes in profound ways. Formation of military alliances. During the Cold War, the United States and the Soviet Union each established military alliances to bolster their positions and counterbalance each other. The U.S. led the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, formed in 1949, which included Western European countries and Canada. Conversely, the Soviet Union established the Warsaw Pact in 1955, aligning Eastern European countries under Soviet influence. These alliances were pivotal in shaping military strategies and defense postures during the Cold War. Division of the world into spheres of influence. The Cold War divided the world into two primary spheres of influence: the capitalist West led by the United States and the communist East led by the Soviet Union. This division influenced global alliances, as countries aligned with either superpower to gain political, economic, and military support. This division was evident in conflicts such as the Korean War and the Vietnam War, where alliances played a crucial role. Influence on non-aligned movement. In response to the binary division of global alliances, some countries chose to remain non-aligned, forming the Non-Aligned Movement, NAM, in 1961. This group, which included nations from Africa, Asia, and Latin America, sought to maintain independence from both superpowers while advocating for decolonization and economic development. The NAM represented a third path in global alliances during the Cold War. Proxy wars and alliance dynamics. The Cold War saw numerous proxy wars where superpowers supported opposing sides in regional conflicts. These proxy wars, including the Cuban Missile Crisis and the Soviet-Afghan War, often involved alliances with local governments or rebel groups. The superpowers used these conflicts to extend their influence without direct confrontation, shaping regional alliances and impacting global power dynamics. Economic and ideological alliances. Economic and ideological considerations also played a role in shaping global alliances. The United States promoted capitalist economic models and democratic governance, leading to alliances with countries that adopted these principles. The Soviet Union, on the other hand, supported communist regimes and socialist economic models, forging alliances with nations that embraced these ideologies. These economic and ideological alliances influenced international trade, development aid, and diplomatic relations. Impact on European integration. The Cold War significantly impacted European integration, as Western European countries sought to strengthen their political and economic ties as a counterbalance to Soviet influence. The formation of the European Economic Community, EEC, the precursor to the European Union, EU, was partly driven by the desire for economic stability and unity in the face of Cold War pressures. This integration fostered a strong, united Europe aligned with Western interests. End of the Cold War and reconfiguration of alliances. The end of the Cold War in 1991 led to a reconfiguration of global alliances. The dissolution of the Soviet Union resulted in the emergence of new independent states and a shift in international alignments. Many former Soviet allies and satellite states sought closer ties with Western countries, leading to new partnerships and realignments in global politics. Legacy of Cold War alliances. The legacy of Cold War alliances continues to influence global relations. NATO remains a significant military alliance, adapting to new security challenges and expanding its membership. Former Warsaw Pact countries, now part of the European Union and NATO, reflect the enduring impact of Cold War alliances on contemporary geopolitics. The Cold War profoundly shaped global alliances through the establishment of military blocs, division of spheres of influence, and the influence of ideological and economic factors. The rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union created a complex network of alliances and shaped international relations during the 20th century. The end of the Cold War led to a reconfiguration of these alliances, but the impact of this era continues to be felt in today's global politics.